Howdy, chaps, fellas. So, first on the list, look at my lip. It hurts. It's like bleeding and chapped and ridiculous, and it sucks. So, that happened because of the flagging thing, because I think it got chapped and then it got sunburned. So now I've had this chapped lip for the past 3 or 4 days, and no matter how much water I drink, it stays there, and that sucks. Like, I've never had this happen before in my life, and I don't know how to deal with it because I don't know how to deal with sun, because I've never had... This has actually been a pretty intense summer. Like, it's been really sunny, and I don't really know what to do with much of it, but whatever. Ow. Anyways, so this morning I woke up, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go help my friend move. So I got ready, kind of. I put on some clothes, kind of, and then I went back down because I'd woken up like 2 or 3 hours earlier than I was supposed to go over to help her out. And then I started playing my game, Fable 2, which has been quite the experience. It's a lot of fun. I love that game. And I started playing it, and then it just ruined my life because I was like... And I started to get these texts from her about like what time to come, and then I was like... and it really actually was probably a terrible thing that I was playing it, because then I didn't end up going to help her move to her new house. But I almost skipped out on another thing that I was going to do. I was going to go out and play D&D with some buddies, and I almost like didn't even go because I was just playing this stupid video game. It's a great game. But I ended up putting down the game, and I went out to these friends' house and we played some D&D. Oh, man. And that was fun. And we spent like 2 hours trying to build a character sheet, but because the guy who was doing the DMing, he talks a lot, and like based off of the slightest thing, he'll just go off and like talk for hours. And so we had to keep pushing him along. We finally like fill out these online forms for a character, and then he tries to print it off and it doesn't work, so then he's like, frick, we're playing anyways, and we just grab these random sheets that are pre-filled out. And so we just have these random characters, and I had a wizard, and it's just weird, man. I ended up running, and I was supposed to protect this merchant's ox cart filled with goods, and in the course of being attacked by goblins, I ended up killing the merchant, running the carriage over my fellow companion and into the goblins, then lighting them on fire, and then like just hanging out while my buddy got beat up because, you know, chaotic good. But anyways, so that was fun. It was interesting. And so now I'm probably gonna like fix up my other session so I can have some more fun that's actually structured. But yeah, aside from that, I have been thinking about various things, you know, and one of which is just material belongings. And I know that like minimalism has always been this kind of thing with me. Like, there's normal me, and then there's like this little part, like all these interesting things that are trying to get in, but I'm always like, oh no, like too busy, all this other stuff. And so I don't know what's gonna happen, but that shed right there, that's filled up with just random toys, basically. Like, I have a ton of Nerf guns, I have a bunch of Legos, I have like a couple swords and knives, I have a weight set, all this junk, and I haven't really touched any of it. And I love Legos and I love Nerf guns, but I haven't been using them, and it's just kind of upsetting to realize that if I had to like run out of my house right now and I only had time to grab like 10 things, I wouldn't grab any of that stuff. I'd just be like, okay, and like grab a backpack, throw in a flashlight and some food and other such various things, and then I'd just go. And so because of my school situation, I don't know how much space I'm going to have to live in. I mean, I honestly straight up may end up living out of my car. I don't know. But I'm just, you know, stewing on that. And the other part is that I hung out with my mom and we talked about money and stuff, and I will straight up be paying out of pocket, like completely, for this next school year. And it's gonna suck because I'm not gonna have nearly as many credits as I did before, which means I'll have more free time, but which also means I will have to be really careful to not be wasting time, because if I don't have something to do with it, then I just end up, you know, whittling it away. Like, you know how that is. Like, you have a couple things to do today, boom, you do them over the day, you're like, oh yeah, cool, and then you just do other stuff, and then it's good, you're good. But then when I was at school last year, I had tons of stuff to do, so I was like, okay, buckle down, and just was doing all this work and got all this crap done, and then just went straight to bed, woke up and did it again. And so I felt good doing that because I knew that I was being productive. And then now I'm gonna be taking almost like half that number of classes, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't know. Anyways, that's just stuff I've been thinking about, talking about, gonna do, other such things. So yeah, anyways, tell me what you think about like that stuff you have in your life that you don't use at all. Like, do you have stuff like that that's just sitting there, like you have it on a shelf or something and you haven't touched it in a year and you still think it's important? Do you have any stuff like that? I don't know. I know some musician friends that have like guitars. They have like 6 guitars and they only played like 2 and the rest are just sitting there forever, like a bandolier or whatever it's named. And then second thing would be like with the productivity one. Like, what are your thoughts on that? So I'm gonna go downstairs and hang out with my brother. You have a sweet day, awesome day, whatever. Go have fun. Peace out. Later.